Oh, hey, Power 9 fam. Welcome back to episode 2 of our Fireside Chat, which we promise this time will be a recurring series. If you guys are unfamiliar with the premise, it's quite simple. I'm put in the hot seat and I have to provide good faith answers to whatever questions you ask. Before we get started, two quick notes I want to mention. First, we have a new hire. Her name is Chastity. We think she's great. If you haven't said hi yet, please do so. And now, as I'm joined by my buddy Dom.
What's up?
Your questions. Okay, so if I wasn't running a game store, I'll be honest, this is probably something that a lot of you guys wouldn't expect. I'd probably be doing some form of political advocacy. Won't get into all the details with like what I'd be working on, but there's a number of things that I would like to just see the world get better at. That's the short answer. The long answer, that's an off-camera response. That is a heck of a question, James. That is a really good idea, and you should definitely stay tuned in the very near, some might say immediate future, for more developments in that field. Good question, James. New mechanic in Magic. I don't know. How about like instant speed, like split second, like, hey, WotC, not so many releases so quickly, because that would be my actual mechanic that I would introduce. We have too much going on, and I know that you guys as customers are feeling it. Trust me, I'm the biggest customer of all. I spend way more on Magic than any of y'all, and it is a heck of a pace that they've been putting on for this last year and a half or so. I don't have a better answer for you. I'm sure someone else who is a big brain who plays a lot of Magic would have something more salient to like the details of your question. But frankly, I think that we're in a situation where less would be more with Magic.
Sunny Quinte asks,
Oh, god damn it.
seeing how the Warhammer Commando pre-cons are almost due, the rise of the prices continue to be discussed. Why isn't my chest hair growing as much as yours? I like how he snuck that one up on. That was clever.
Was it?
No. Next question.
Yes. It is all of the above. I'm trying to think of an absolutely farcical example that honestly is probably from the recent past that I can think of that won't get me in too much trouble. That last bit is the key part. One that, like, an answer that won't get me in too much trouble. You're right, I am gonna need a drink. Without getting into specifics, because, well, let me tell you, I could. Yes, this industry is. People look at the game industry from the outside perspective, and it is a multi-billion-dollar industry, multi-billion-dollar industry, and it lacks the infrastructure and advancements that are just status quo in almost any other industry you might find. We are so Paleolithic in so many regards. Here's a perfect example, actually. I just thought of one. Without naming any specifics, there was a company that we get regular shipments from, and they switched away from one of the major shipping companies. And when I say major, I'm not just including UPS, USPS, FedEx. I'm talking, DHL, SIDA, like all of your, like, oh, I've vaguely heard of these. They switched to a up-and-comer, an indie or like a smaller shipping company, if you will, without really putting them through their paces. And we basically missed nearly a month's worth of new releases just because they said, you know what, this is cheaper, and we like their gumption. We like the cut of their jib. Oh, we had unintended consequences from this completely untested new company? Oops, logistics happen. That was the actual response I got. Logistics happen. I'm gonna need another drink. Boy, let me tell you, Andrew. That is the easiest slam dunk answer of basically any Fireside Chat question I've ever got. In case you couldn't hear Dom over his level of hype, kind of like muddled out the English there. One Piece TCG. We are running demos for it now. We will have super pre-release in the next month or so, with the official release coming this December. Stay tuned. Get hype.
I don't even watch the anime. I like that game. Like, I know nothing. That's a good game. You should buy it, guys.
Well, the average traveling velocity of an unladen swallow is about 11 kilometers per hour, and I imagine that a coconut is literally bigger than the swallow, so probably not very fast.
That's a good answer.
It sucked. What? No, it was awful. Do not recommend. 0 out of 10. Plenty of notes. No.
It had to be from someone who didn't get it. That's what it is. All right.
If you've never had COVID, people are like, oh, like even the Omicron or the Omarion variant is like, oh, it's just basically a nasty cold. No, your whole body hurts. Next question, please. So something that our store in particular does well, but I think that it is true of many game stores, is the reason that you come to us as opposed to going to another big box location or shopping with Amazon is that we have a rapport with our community. We have a personal connection. And the brass tacks of that means that we're going to do our best to not steer you in the wrong direction because we want you to frequent our establishment, we want you to like us, and we want you to buy more things from us. That's at its like core, like Machiavellian most fundamental level. But past that, we typically become friends with most of the people we interact with on a regular basis, and we want to help them out, and we want to foster that friendship and curate that relationship. And that is something that I think that a lot of people who just walk into the store don't realize. Like, listen, I'll be honest with you guys, you're going to pay us a little more than you're going to pay with Amazon or any place else online. We've got a lot of overhead. I like to try and take care of my employees. And because I like to try to take care of my employees, hopefully it puts them in a better frame of mind to deal with y'all and all your shenanigans. So I think what I would like people to understand more about our store and again, the game store industry as a whole, is that we're more than just a place for you to go and like drop some money, pick up a product, and walk out the door. Our intended purpose is to be that third space away from your home and your job, someplace where you can kick up and relax, hang out with your friends. And yeah, that is one of many things, frankly, that I would like people to know more about our store. But that's a really good question. Well, there's a strapping young lad named Dominic Young who's been doing great things for our Star Wars Legion community, and his efforts alone might put that at the top of my list. And that's not just like a lip service answer. If you guys have not met Dom yet, he is infectious AF and is super hype about Legion. He's a great guy. And then past that, we've been having a lot of success with our casual 40K scene on Fridays especially. We've got a new Friday night special event coming up called The Siege, and those guys are always down for a great time. They're there to roll dice and have fun and not get too caught up in a lot of the other trappings that you might find in various other communities. So those would probably be my shoot from the hip guesses, or my shoot from the hip answers. Alrighty guys, well thank you so much for your questions. We really appreciate it, and we really look forward to the next one. If you have anything that you'd like to ask me, please leave it as a comment below, or we'll also be soliciting further round of questions in the near future. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and until next time, stay safe, and we'll see you at the tables.
Cheers. Hit like and subscribe.